Welcome to Materials and Methods Matter. In this episode, I will demonstrate a color pencil illustration of a raven on black ink. You might be asking yourself, why black ink? Simply put, it's a creative choice. Let me explain. Here is a reference photo of a raven that I took during a visit to Bryce Canyon in Utah. It was cloudy, so it subdued all the colors that you would normally see in a raven's feathers. This raven is predominantly black. So my choices are to render the raven using black colored pencil on white paper, or I can work in reverse and render the raven with white on a black surface. Since the paper is white, we need to create a black surface using black ink. At the end of this video, I will show you a comparison of the results of the two methods of rendering this raven. I'm starting with a line drawing silhouette of the raven, and what we want to do is we are going to fill this in with black India ink. This is the Higgins Black India ink. I'm also using a Grumbacher Golden Edge round watercolor brush, about a number 6. And what I want to do is basically fill in the area with black ink. You may have to do this more than once, but don't put too much ink in, because sometimes the binder will prevent you from putting down color pencil. So you can see here where it's a little bit blotchy. I'm just going to, while it's wet, is just keep going over it. You can use a hair dryer to dry this afterwards, but you definitely want to dry the back of the paper as well as the front of the paper. Once it's dry, you can then, we'll start to put in our colored pencil. Now that we have our area all blacked in with ink, I started already to draw in what is the representation of feathers, and I'm going to use the white Polycolor color pencil, and we can begin to fill in the area for our feathers. So I'm going to use the white, and then if I need to adjust it, I can add black to this. So I have my black pencil here. I'm also going to highlight with silver, and you'll see that silver is very bright on here, actually brighter than the white. So I'm going to just begin to fill in my feathers here. So let's start with the white and proceed. Now that I have the white in here, I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting with the silver. And like I said, the silver is pretty intense. So I'm going to just highlight some of these with the silver, especially around the eye. And what we want to do is highlight the lights coming this way, reflecting off. So we want to just hit this edge of the feathers just to give them a little more definition. We'll then come in with our black and make some adjustments. Now I'm going to come in with my black pencil, and where I lost some of my edges here, like for instance between the feathers, I can add some black in there. if I got this part a little bit too white, I can also, actually where the black ink is, I can fix my drawing also by just adding this black line. And it was a windy day, so this guy's got some feathers sticking. Just to finish him off, I want to complete his feet here, so he has something to stand on. So I'm going to use some three colors. I'm going to use dark ochre, I'm going to use raw umber, and black. I already filled in the talons, and can put some light black over here where the shadows are along our edge, where his feet touch the surface. Here's a comparison of the two different techniques used to render this raven. The illustration on the left was done with black color pencil on white paper. The illustration on the right was done with white color pencil on black ink. Each one has a different feel. The technique you choose is up to you, but it is good to know that there are other techniques to experiment with other than just working on white paper. Other inks can also be used depending on the local or base color of the object. Stay tuned for more episodes of Materials and Methods Matter. Materials and Methods Matter was inspired by my book, Making Art, Materials and Techniques for Today's Artist. For more videos on Materials and Methods Matter, as well as lesson plans and other instructional videos, visit Thalo.com.